Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a July the 3rd episode of the Free 3, where today I'm going to give you guys not only MLB winners, but also a WNBA winner as well. And then we actually do have a player prop parlay on the way as well in today's video. So let's dive into these winners for today. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we're just trying to get to the bag together and make some money. Yesterday, we had a winning day on the channel, exactly what we needed, a 2-in-1 day. We were so close to a full sweep, but we'll take it. The Mets on the money line, no sweat bet there. The Mets continue to crush left-handed pitching. Their offense has been on fire over the last month. Let's continue to ride that hot trend. We got that done. Tina Charles points, the veteran, no sweat bet there as well. She blew over her 15-point total very quickly in the fourth quarter there, so we didn't really have to sweat that one out. So we got that done. We did lose on the day with the Brewers' first 5-team total, as they were only able to score 1 run through the first 5 innings. You hate to see that, considering the fact that they had multiple runners in scoring position, second and third base in multiple innings. They just were not able to get them over the hump there. So we were really close to a sweep, but 2-in-1 day, not too mad of it. That's how we're able to keep things going. And for today, let's run it back because I actually have 4 plays for you guys on the card. 2 WNBA, 2 MLB, including a player prop parlay for you guys. So if you have been enjoying the videos, if I have been making you money, smash that subscribe button for me and like this video. And if you know somebody who's a sports bettor, if you can share this with them as well, so this way we can continue to grow the community and continue to cash in on winners and beat the sports books together. Now let's dive into these winners for today. Do we want to start off with baseball or do we want to start with WNBA today? Because it's really weird, right? In the baseball, it's Wednesday. It's supposed to be a travel day. And typically, I don't have a ton of games when we have travel days. But all the games today start past 6 o'clock. So I had a full slate on a travel day to be able to give you guys winners. So I'm actually really excited for today's card. So let's start off with WNBA today. Let's switch it up. Let's go WNBA today. At WNBA, I'm actually doing something a little bit different than what I usually do in the WNBA as well. Because if you guys have tapped into the channel, then you guys know normally I like to take player props and sides. I kind of go with a narrative, and typically I don't like to double down on the same narratives. Most times I'm hedging off of a narrative. So let's just say I take one player's points and then I offset that by taking maybe another team's team total, right? Some way to kind of play both sides in a way. But today I'm going with 2 women who are on the same team in the Mercury and Wings matchup, and I'm going to go with the player prop here, and I'm going to go with Brittany Griner and Kayla Cooper. I'm going to take both of their individual points. So I'm going to take 19.5 for Brittany Griner. I'm going to take 20.5 for Kayla Cooper. And both of those, I'm not parlaying them. I'm just taking them individually. Minus 115 odds for Brittany Griner, minus 120 for Kayla Cooper. So now let's look at these lines real quick. And you're probably saying, Noble, why are you taking both of these women? What if one hits and one doesn't? Well, that's really what I'm banking on, because I really don't know which one of these women are going to hit. I think both of them will hit, but I just don't know which one of the two who's going to miss, if that makes sense. So if you look at both of the numbers, Brittany Griner, she's been a fan favorite for me on the WNBA thus far. We've taken her about 2-3 times here on the channel. In the Discord group, we've cashed in about 2 or 3 of the times, right? The thing that I really love about Brittany Griner is she's still looking to be aggressive on offense. And one thing that I did notice about her is she's not aggressive on the boards as I thought she would be. So in her line at 7.5, 8.5 for rebounds, you might want to stay away from that. But when you look at her points line at 18.5, 19.5, we still get value at this because she's averaging 20 points per game. So as long as the WNBA, and this is one thing that I've kind of noticed that I've been looking to exploit as I've been handicapping WNBA more consistently this year, is that the line will move on the total of games, but it won't move for the player prop. And that's exactly what we're seeing in this Dallas Wings and Phoenix Mercury matchup. The line for this game, or the total I should say for this game, opened up at 160.5. At time of recording this video, it's at 170.5. Who knows what it's going to be by game time, right? So we're getting a lot of money and volume on the over, but guess what? Brittany Griner's points has not moved. Kayla Cooper's points has actually been bumped down. It was opened up at 21.5 at minus 102 on certain books, and now I'm seeing at 20.5 at minus 120. So that's why I want to take both of these players here, because I just don't know. We're getting a lot of line movement towards the over, and I agree that the over is the play. The Dallas Wings play absolutely no defense, but the question is, which one of these 2 ladies for the Phoenix Mercury is going to be the person who scores scores, and I think both of them will be able to do it. Like I mentioned, Brittany Griner, 20 points per game. Kayla Cooper, she's averaging 21, closer to 22 points per game. So both of these lines are underneath what they currently are averaging. And then when you keep in mind that the Dallas Wings are just a team that has just been banged up, they've been riddled by injury. So because of that, they've actually lost 13 of their last 14 games. Their second leading scorer is Satu Sabali. She's missed the entire season thus far with a shoulder injury. Their third leading scorer, Maddie Surgis, is out with a broken finger. It only leaves Arika Ogungabawale. I think I said that right. Hopefully I said that right. I hope I won't mess up your name. But that literally leaves her to carry the entire offensive scoring load. So that's why a lot of times when you look at this team, she's not really guarding the best offensive players, and she's not really known for her defense anyway, because they need her energy on the offensive side. And when you look at the other guards for the Dallas Wings, you have JC Sheldon and you have Odyssey Sims, two women who are not defensive guards. So that's why I like Kayla Cooper today, because I don't really see anybody who can stop Kayla Cooper from being able to score points. And keep in mind that both of these teams, the Mercury and the Wings, have faced off against each other twice already this year. They've split the regular season with the Wings winning the first game 107-92, and then the Mercury won the second game 97-90. But in both of those games, Cooper was able to fly over this total. In the first game, Kayla Cooper had 32 points. In the second matchup, Kayla Cooper had 29 points. Brittany Griner actually had 24 points in that matchup, and the Mercury won that game in double overtime. I don't know if we're going to get a double overtime matchup here to give us more points, but like I said, I do like both of these women to be able to go over this. And like I mentioned, the biggest thing I'm looking at is the line movement has not corresponded with the player prop movement. That's really just one thing I'm noticing right now in the WNBA, and I want to exploit it. I'm going to take both of these women. If you want to tease it down, parlay it, if your book gives you that, be my guest. But these are two individual picks for today in the Phoenix Mercury Dallas Wings matchup, as I think we get a high scoring affair. And then I don't know if Taurasi's going to play today either, because she missed last game with the back soreness, and she's a little bit older. And right now, over the last several games, they've played a lot more games in comparison to days of rest. Let's go with the two stars. Two of the three had a trio for the Phoenix Mercury to go over their points today. All right, we got WNBA done. Now let's dive into these baseball winners. For my first best bet of the day in MLB, I love this pick. We get a lot of great value here, and this is an angle I've been looking at exploiting, and that's really fading the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm going to take the Houston Astros today on the first 5 money line minus 105. Let me edit this real quickly for you guys. First 5 money line minus 105. Let's look at this pitching matchup between these two teams. We have Ronel Blanco on the mound for the Houston Astros, 8-3 on the year, 2.49 ERA. That's the 7th best ERA in the American League. Meanwhile, we've got Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays, 4-8 on the year with a 4.18 ERA. So just off of the ERAs alone, you guys can kind of see the difference between both of these pitchers. Kikuchi, he's been banged up. We faded him last time against the Yankees. We took the Yankees in the first 5. We had Marcus Stroman on the mound in that matchup. This bet cashed in for us. The Blue Jays actually lost that game 16-5. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 home run given up in Kikuchi in that matchup. And his start before that at the Guardians, he lost that matchup as well, 6-5. 2 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs given up. And his start before that against the Red Sox, the Blue Jays lost that game 7-3. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 home runs. So you can kind of see what kind of form Kikuchi's been in. Now he has to face the Houston Astros lineup that is batting number 4 in the major leagues in terms of batting average against left-handed pitching over the last 30 days. I am not willing to back Kikuchi in this matchup. And then when you also keep in mind at home, he has a 4.3 ERA. That's not like him pitching at home is doing him any favors. Meanwhile, Ronel Blanco on the mound for the Houston Astros has been very solid. He did have a rough start in his previous start against the Mets, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs given up with 3 home runs, but 3 of those runs were unearned. It was a bad error that happened that kind of blew the game open for the Mets, and that was really one of the reasons why they were able to win that game 7-2. But keep in mind, again, that's a Mets offense that's been red hot against pitching over the past month. And his start before that against the Orioles, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. His start before that against Detroit, 7 innings, no runs given up. That's the form that you can get from Ronel Blanco. This is a guy who pitched a no-hitter against this Blue Jays lineup earlier this this year. He has a 2.36 ERA on the road with 42 innings pitched, so there's a good sample size there. I like the Houston Astros on the first 5 on the money line. I like the value that we're getting here, probably because of the road team. I'm not sure why we're getting such good value, but Kikuchi is somebody I'm going to continue to fade here. Give me the Astros on the first 5 on the money line as our first MLB pick of the day. Now for our third and final best bet of the day, I promised you guys a player prop parlay, so you guys know what's coming. A hitter parlay is on the way for you guys. 2 guys who should get it done. Connor Wong to get a hit. Brian Reynolds to get a hit. Parlay those 2 together, -113 odds on FanDuel. Now Connor Wong is one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. He actually has the longest active hitting streak in all the majors right now, as he's currently on a 16-game hit streak. You love to see that. The Boston Red Sox are taking on the Miami Marlins today, and the Marlins are sending Trevor Rogers to the mound. This is a guy with a 4.87 ERA. He's coming off a start where he gave up 6 hits. The start before that, he gave up 4 hits. The start before that, he gave up 6 hits. So this is a guy who gives up contact, who will give up hits, and I think Connor Wong will be able to exploit that today. I mean, he's been able to do it for the last 16 straight games. No reason why he shouldn't be able to do that again today. He's batting .343 against left-handed pitching. He's batting .345 on the road, so he's still been able to stay consistent. That's why I like him to be able to grab a hit. Now, Brian Reynolds is a guy right before Connor Wong who had the longest active streak in major leagues, and he had a 20-plus game hit streak. His streak got broken on Saturday against the Braves, and actually yesterday he went without a hit as well. So back-to-back games without a hit after a 20-plus game hit streak. I like Brian Reynolds today to rebound. Why? He's facing Miles Mikolas for the St. Louis Cardinals. Mikolas is a pitch-to-contact guy, 9.51 hits per 9 innings, and this is a guy who historically, Brian Reynolds, has had success against Mikolas. .361 batting average in 40 plate appearances against Miles. So they know each other very well. That's a huge sample size, and like I mentioned, he's had at least 1 hit in 23 of the last 25 games, and the only 2 times he didn't get a hit was in back-to-back games. So I'm expecting him to be able not to go 3 games in a row here without getting a hit, and this is a guy who's been in excellent form, batting .300 over the last 15 games. So for him to get a hit today, Brian Reynolds, you're going to turn things around, my bro. I like you to get a hit. Parlay that with Connor Wong to get a hit, -113 odds to tuck us in. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 4 best bets that I'm giving you guys on today's card. 2 in MLB, 2 in the WNBA. For the MLB, give me Connor Wong and Brian Reynolds both to get a hit. And then also give me the Astros on the first 5 money lines. We're going to continue to fake Kikuchi and that ice-cold Blue Jays offense. Meanwhile, in the WNBA, there are going to be 2 girls in the Phoenix Mercury who are going to need to score buckets. I think they both will do it. But if they don't, then we'll just go with one to hedge off the other one. Brittany Griner over 19.5 points and Kayla Cooper over 20.5 points to tuck us in. For more picks and plays and Nerfies of the day, I hit 4 Nerfies in a row yesterday. One of our students turned $70 into $700 right there in the Discord group. If you want that Nerfie of the day, click the link in the description. Join the free Discord group, as I'll have more picks and plays on the way. All right, my friends, appreciate the love and support. Let's get to that cheddar, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, gang.